I don't, we've run out of words, and I keep repeating myself over and over. These are, we keep hearing unprecedented times. There's just no words for what we're going through, but I continue to hold tremendous optimism for the possibilities that will arise out of our experience of what we're experiencing now. And believe it or not, I think this program of Spirit Groups that you are tangentially involved in, deeply involved in, considering becoming involved in, wherever you are on that spectrum, this is the perfect time. This is the right time for you to be considering it. And I'm about to tell you why I think that's so. As Mendy said earlier, she and I have had a long-standing relationship. Gosh, I can't tick it back. 10 years, 15 years almost, I think now. And I've so admired how her mind works. But, and I was at the inception of Spirit Groups with her as she was, thinking about doing it. And then as she was doing it and trying it out in our ministry too, to help pilot in New Braunfels when I was there. But what I'm so amazed by is having caught up to it 2 or 3 years ago, to the degree of maturity and well thought out culture shift, where she was able to take something that worked in an evangelical or interdenominational culture and brought it into new thought culture, which is different. And we are motivated by different things than in the other two cultures that I mentioned. And so it's been so amazing how she's just adapted it to the way in which we think and where our values are. And not only that, but it is more than just getting people to have coffee with one another or getting to know each other, or it is more than Sunday school. It is really not only a bonding, but a community energizer. These are like little batteries, little engines in your community that are independently and collaboratively moving your ministry forward. And if you pay attention, you will see leaders arise. You'll see opportunities to start new programs. They will bring them to you. It is really such an energizer for your community. And as Reverend Michael said earlier, wanting to find ways that we can communicate and connect is really a part of, the challenge of ministry. It's one thing to throw a Sunday service and put on a class and do a workshop and, have an event. And that's kind of what has always consumed our planning for church. But what is hard is to cultivate the relationship building. And Spirit Groups does it. It just fits in like a powerful heartbeat for your ministry. So I've got a list of things I want to tell you about. So here they are. One is, how amazing is it that Spirit Groups just leaped online from being in our living rooms where we thought that was the thing. Coming into my house and getting to know me in my house was the thing that was really the ingredient that took us out of the church foyer, lobby, fellowship hall, whatever, and into people's, rooms, that was the thing. So don't be online. But now, when all we can be is online, how vitally important and rich that has become. And the relationship has continued. Haven't you seen that? The interactive curriculum, it's not just a program that's being, spit out to you. It is an interactive opportunity for you to collaborate and to use the information that's being given in real time, or in your real time, with material that is rich and professionally produced. Distance is no longer an issue as long as you're using group vitals rather. And Stacy was just telling you, isn't she cool, that Group Vitals is the thing that will put all of the programs, all of the groups available in one place, in one online location, so that anyone who's shopping for a small group discussion or something like that, a spiritual teaching or whatever online, distance no longer matters, as we know. Somebody can find something, and connect with you. And if they like where you're located, or they like the subject that you're tackling, or the affinity group that you have going, that's what's going to bring them in, and they can be sitting anywhere, and be impacted by your ministry. Don't you want that kind of reach? And this is the time when people are actually coming in through different doorways. It could be another doorway to your ministry. I said a minute ago that it's also about identifying leaders. We have had, in the history of Unity of Houston, we have attracted and had so many people coming through the doors, professionals and people of such great, rich experience, who have come for periods of time and maybe kind of fallen back and become less visible or less involved, and now are coming back around again and bringing their expertise, because there's a place for them to connect, utilizing their brand of experience and leadership in a way that gets some visibility, and also a way for us to see someone that we can use in another capacity in our ministry, and to bring some rich content in ways that can happen and that can really expand people's spiritual life. So identifying leaders is also a place, and they'll come not because you asked if somebody wants to be in charge of the hospitality team, or somebody wants to be in charge of the greeters. People hear those calls all the time and don't respond. But when there's a special expertise that somebody has, they're going to be drawn to wanting to serve you there. It's also possible to create an affinity group, which means to be able to have people who like to sit and do needlework together, or somebody who likes to get together to gather in the park, or bird watch, or it's a bird watcher group who are studying spiritual ideas together. There's all kinds of ways that you can connect by affinities, and those are going to become really especially important, I think, in this time. And then finally, because service is an integral part of being in a spirit group, it is also an opportunity for your ministry to explore and put feelers out in these small groups by the passions that the different spirit groups might have for serving the community, or network with the connections that they have. And it would be harder for you to connect, to find out about that, except that in the groups, they may already be trying some socially conscious efforts, rather than you having to come up with what is my ministry ready to do. Organically, your spirit groups will be throwing sort of like test balloons out by getting connected in the community in the ways in which they either have network or that they have passion. And that will be the way that you'll discover where your ministry organically is ready to head, and to see how you can, bring more people from your ministry into those efforts, or to encourage their own creativity in it. I can't overstate the power and the benefit of being a member or a part of spirit groups in your community can be. And this is the perfect time, as we've said several different ways. That's what I wanted to share with you. I'm a big fan, I'm a top fan, as you can see, of spirit groups and of Mindy Odlin, and we're just delighted to have it. And we're also delighted at Unity of Houston to be supporting partners with Mindy by providing Group Vitals. We do see its value, and we hope that you'll be able to be a part of that as well, and know that, see the benefit that it brings to you as well.